Hi friends, let's take a look at TEZOS versus Bitcoin, TEZOS versus the dollar coin. So TEZOS, you stinker, yeah. They've not been doing in terms of bearishness and shorting it down the way so far. Everything's been going along swimmingly, yes, but you've not done anything that we've really wanted you to see do quite yet. And what we do have though is that the prices have come all the way down to these lows that we had before and ever so slightly lower, having put in this new low in here at on 16th of September, so yesterday at midnight. Yeah, just double checking my watch there to see I've got the right date. I do. Suddenly doubted myself for a second, even though it's right there on my screen. I guess it's habit looking at my watch. So yeah, looking down here towards this is a low and it's coming lower than the previous low. This is the 24-hour time frame. Bring this up the way you see it's not bullishly divergent there on that. You see that it's not bullishly divergent quite yet, although it could be. It depends. It could get some here in this. It depends. It's premature to say that it isn't. It's also very much premature to say that it is right currently, on that. So that's on the Stochastics. So there's a possibility of it there. It's also, not by the looks of things going to be able to lock in any bullish divergence there on the DMI, and there does look to be some bullish divergence on the MACD. So we're kind of going 2 for 2 here, or 2 against 2 here on this one, with the RSI and the DMI showing us that there really is that strength. Now, that is going to be determined largely by the bulls and bears in the Bitcoin USD pairing. So what we're going to do here is jump over to the Bitcoin, the TEZOS dollar pairing, and instead check in with this price action here first, and then we can kind of cast our eyes over the two volatile assets against each other. One, this versus a stable coin of the USD is at least more, maybe a bit more revealing. And what we're seeing here is this is lower than the previous body closes so far. So if we were to close the prices, where they are right now at 247, just shy of that 250 area, you're going to see that there is that bullish divergence here on the charts versus the dollar. In fact, we've moved past this trend line effort here that we have on the go. You could be looking at this and saying that there's some other sort of shape on the go here, perhaps. It doesn't. That's fine. It's done its business since yesterday. What we want to see kind of happening now is us moving up past our previous little high area here at 40 and pushing on past the moving average and really kind of taking shape here towards this potential upward slope and putting in perhaps a high which is higher than our previous high. Now our previous high was a lower high compared to this one as part of a downward trend. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low so far, bullish divergence. Bringing up the Stochastics, you can see it there as well. Bullish divergence, which was not actually as well, didn't have hidden bearish divergence to go along with it. It's just bullish divergence at the moment. And you have here as well, no bullish divergence between these two lows, but that's only up to 6th of September. The lows that we've just had coming in here on this is actually putting a green candle overall on the histogram on the MACD. So very much bullish divergence across the board there, and that's very much a positive thing. So the dollar pricing could, of course, lead the way versus the Bitcoin one. It wouldn't take a great deal of momentum towards the top side to really see that turn around. And of course, if the money starts flowing into this versus Bitcoin, that would be a good catalyst to get that to amortize back to sort of parity with what we've had recently in terms of the price action with this one, taking it, being able to kind of, in a sense, disregard the lack of divergence that we have on a couple of oscillators and put more emphasis perhaps on the ones that do have that divergence showing up. And if we just make the same sort of comparison on the lower time frames, how are we seeing that coming in? And well, we had this, what looked like to be an upward trend here, sort of, since this potential low over here at the 24K area, then put in this high that wasn't bearishly divergent. Then Bitcoin pushed on up towards the top side and went past a couple of key resistance areas, bringing this down the way as the dollar prices actually didn't drop down as significantly. Seeing these lows over here are indeed higher than the lows that we had back there on the 8th of September. So comparatively, the 7th, 8th of September and all that, where we had these lows versus Bitcoin, then we're beaten out by these lows over here. So there is a downward trend on the go, which is in a sense in these lower term timeframes not divergent. But here we have what we see is a trend which is flagging definitely in terms of the downward side action of it, or it's not flagging in terms of forming a flag. It's getting tired. And then we have these highs overall, and actually don't have a lower low compared to the low over here in the 8th of September so far on the lower time frame charts, as the ADX has not managed to boil up the way past 20, and instead we could see this cross. This is positioned well enough for a cross overall, which could potentially lead to positive price action thereafter, in the sense that this cross over here did that same sort of a function in terms of the negative price action. Could see something similar over there if that becomes the case. Now we're looking to see the bearish control zone reject the price action again here. Should we revisit it as part of these lows? Looking to stay above our lower down price target point at 341, of course, that our 241, of course, we've had that on there, so we know that this is the area to look to, and the 236, and we also know our upper side profit taking targets and whatnot as well, coming in there at the 253 and then 263 areas thereafter. Golden pocket in terms of small term time frame Fibonacci here comes in at 262 or so, but in terms of like the proper sort of Fibonacci, we still have to see the prices move up above 283 so that we can start then looking towards bigger targets up above. This could overall turn out to be a bottom, or of course it could sink on down the way. I think I've cleared up the any sort of confusion you might have in terms of looking at this and deciding that for yourself about where we see the prices going with regards to this. Now, if this price did go down lower as well, you could see the sort of the divergence here on the broader time frame perspective. How does that look on the 12 hour? So yeah, you've got that on the 12 hour and on the 24 hour. So there looks like, it's shaped up to have that. If we push lower, if we don't, then we've got a higher low, that sort of thing. Positive story to be had there. I'm sure you could figure that out yourself if you looked at it, and let's see then how that all plays out. So thank you so much for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. And thanks for sharing this channel with your friends. Because a friend of yours is a friend of mine at youtube.com/Rocky Outcrop. Thank you so much for that. And if you want to win some Bitcoin, which I'm sure you probably do, you could buy TEZOS with it if you like. Then be sure to leave a comment below this and all of the other videos for the last week or whatever, saying Rocky you rock, and then whatever else you want to write in there. And you could say rhymes and songs and spurious comments for all I care. Any comment is a good one. But of course, if you want to talk about price action, then I always read them, by the way, and try and give good answers. And you can see in the Discord that I am available for chatting whenever you are. So, of course, join all that. That's all good stuff. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Really do appreciate it. I'll catch you in the next episode. Oops, forgot to look at Ethereum. Ethereum, yep, same thing. Adam and Eve at the bottom here, neckline right there at 65. We're right on it at the minute. 65% of these times these fail. If we see price moving towards the top side, that'll be good because we'll have that bullish divergence here on the oscillators down below to rely on. We also have this sort of extended area up here, having gone up past 40 in terms of the negative DI. As you can see, that's not a very common thing. We got retraces from those points, but they're still positioned as to continue this strength of trend towards the top side. But it could cross over and start going towards the strength of trend which we have, which is towards the downside, could then kind of flip, reverse, and stay there as we move towards the top side with a rapid encroachment of these two things upon each other, as we see certainly no hidden bearish divergence and bullish divergence on the MACD down below as well. And that's what we've got on the go. So yeah, thanks for tuning in past me saying bye for that Ethereum section. Yeah, okay, cool. That's good enough on that front. Catch you next time.